Hello, everybody. The Warm back again, and we are reaching what appears to be a somewhat crucial moment in in my Let's Play here. We have taken in Iris, and it appears we are going to be interrogating her, or certainly asking her questions. I think it would be fair to say she is certainly a suspect at this point, considering what we know. We know two things that would seem to point in her direction. One would be the fact that Ota saw her and Renju together exiting Sunfish Pocket very near the time of the murder. Of course, that is exiting the Sunfish Pocket, but just the fact that they were so close together right around the time places her as certainly an important person of interest. The second line comes from the whole weight conundrum that we've had after our investigation of the crime scene, and we've gone over it a few times now, but if I'm thinking of it right, I could be wrong, very easily could be wrong. It depends on whether or not the beer kegs are part of the equation. If they're not, then I believe it comes down to the fact that there's 108 pounds left over, and she's around 105 pounds. That is very close. And so it would seem that she might be the one who brought Renju's, certainly, at least, Renju's body. It's perhaps too... It's early to call it the murder. We just need to know what she's going to say. I'm very curious how she's going to talk about what happened. What else happened last time? We went to a few different places. We stopped by the diner, we stopped by Lemnis Gate, and not much happened there, really. The more important stuff happened when we visited Marble and talked to a new character named Mama. And we got some info about the Kumakura gang that both Renju and Shoko have had dealings with. We went to their office. Date revealed that he knows Kung Fu and can also... Yeah, it's basically like he's in the Matrix. He uses Kung Fu, and then he can slow-mo dodge bullets, even if he needs Aiba's help. And that whole thing happened. We also know that was it Seijima So or Sei? What's his name? So, yeah, Seijima So Seijima. We know he's involved with the Kumakura gang now. We also got a call from a prison from someone. Is it? I think it's actually listed in here. Yes, a number 89 inmate, Fuchu Prison, who claimed to know who the killer is and wants to do what he called a plea bargain, in which he would tell us who it is, presumably if we let him out. So that is a lead we are going to have to follow up on, probably after we question Iris. Interestingly, I'm pretty sure, I'd have to go back and check, but just thinking about it now, I'm pretty sure in the message he left, this prisoner 89, I'm pretty sure Did he say he will kill again? I think he did. I'll have to go back and check on that, but I believe he said something along the lines of, you know, if you don't stop him, he will kill again, or something like that. So that, of course, would contradict any female being the killer. Of course, we don't know at this point if this is a group doing this, if it's just one person. I don't know enough about the original Cyclops killer to make that. Although I guess both Pewter and Boss were pretty sure that it was one guy last time. But I still would say I'm not sure about that this time. It could be more than one person. Like maybe Iris is an accomplice or something. It's hard to say at this point. So I'll be interested to hear what he has to say. So some wackiness aside last time, definitely a lot of important information was delivered unto us. So here we go. We're going to be now questioning her. Still curious about how far we're in the game. Even if we're like halfway, that still feels really too early. It makes me think maybe, depending on how many branches there are here, that is where the game really opens up or expands, or where a lot of the time comes into it, going back and finding alternate paths. I don't know. I still don't know. Let's do this. She has a worried look on her face. I would assume she knows why she's here. But let's get to it. Iris, I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Please answer honestly.
Let me make sure I'm recording all right. All right, I appear to be recording all right. Let's do this.
However, you do not have to say anything that might incriminate you.
Yeah, I know I will free, you know, I'm not a criminal expert. I don't really know much about law. I don't know much about police. I'll freely admit that. So, but I know there's a difference between, like, it depends on if this is a voluntary interview and she's not considered a true suspect, and if you're in a voluntary interview or questioning, you're allowed to leave at any time. It's only when you're a suspect or under arrest or something, and even then you could call a lawyer, which you probably should in any case. You should always probably want that. Of course, this is a Japanese game set in Japan, so I'm not familiar with my own country's laws and police, so I'm even less familiar with how it works here. So I shouldn't even pretend to say anything about this. Let's just move on.
The right to remain silent.
I think if you say these rights, I think that means she's an actual suspect.
You're treating me like a criminal.
Yeah. Oh, 1 second. Sorry about that. I heard a noise, and I wasn't sure what that was. Okay.
Not exactly. I'm just looking for the truth, and I would appreciate your cooperation.
She knows our relationship with Mizuki now, right? Or did we ever talk about that? No, I don't think we did. Small room on the other side of the mirror, but you can't see it from here. Pipes. 2 surveillance cameras. This one.
This is the camera used to record the interrogation. Images captured by this camera are sent to the database in real time. It is later saved permanently on our servers.
Permanently.
You can remotely control it as well.
Remotely control it. What would we do? Don't think she's acting. Okay. Let's start casual. Let's not do anything crazy first.
I heard you used to work at Sunfish Pocket.
That's right.
How long?
A little over a year.
Working there that long, you're probably pretty familiar with the equipment.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, talking about the surveillance camera on the at Sunfish Pocket that had all its data erased. And I guess the assumption is that it was turned off completely because there was not even a copy on the cloud, I think Iba said.
What about the surveillance camera? Do you know where those tapes were stored?
What are you trying to say?
Ooh, she has a kind of defiant look on her face now. Let's question more.
When did you find out Renju was killed?
This morning, on the news.
And you were with Renju last night? You didn't think to call the police and inform them of this?
Oh, sorry. Is that something you're supposed to do? I had a podcast to record this morning, so if I went to the police, I'd be late. And that would cause everyone a lot of trouble, you know?
That's somewhat flimsy. Although, kind of weak, at least from my feeling.
What were you doing from 7 to 9 last night?
I was at home the whole time.
Oh, that's... Well, it was at 6 something, right? So I don't think that's necessarily untrue. Was it... Hang on, I have my notes here. Oda saw Iris leave Sunfish Pocket Ranch at 6:30. 6:30, that's what it is. So yeah, that's...
You're sure?
Yes.
But can anyone confirm that?
Iba, thermograph.
There is no noticeable rise in Iris's body temperature.
Is this foolproof? Or would a really good liar be able to get around this?
She isn't lying.
Like, is that will that work 100%? Because that feels almost too good to be true. That you'd be able to tell anyone would be lying. I mean, wouldn't they have like thermal? I don't know how advanced thermal cameras are. So you know, maybe it's this. Maybe this is future tech or something. But wouldn't they have this like in every interrogation room?
Not necessarily. We must consider the possibility that she is a natural liar.
Thank you, Iba. Thank you for telling me.
With that kind of confidence, her temperature wouldn't change.
Okay, good to know.
Correct.
Renju's estimated time of death was 8 p.m. last night. If Iris' story is true, she couldn't have done it.
Unless she killed him at her house.
There is another possibility.
What do you think, Iba?
Even if Iris was at home, she could have killed Renju.
Yeah.
You mean...
Before we do that...
Here's what Ota told me. Yesterday around 6:15 p.m., you and Renju came out of the Sunfish Pocket.
6:15. I wrote down 6:30.
Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. Iris confirmed it. That's big.
Mr. Okiura called me and told me he wanted me to come to Sunfish Pocket. ASAP.
Around what time was that?
5 p.m., I think. I got ready, then headed over there. I guess I got there about an hour later.
Date, I checked her call history. At 4:58 p.m., there is a record of a call to Iris from Renju's phone.
Interesting distinction. Not necessarily Renju, but Renju's phone.
What were you doing with Renju?
He asked me about a job.
What kind of job?
He rented out Sunfish Pocket for a party and he wanted me to MC.
Okay, this seems a bit shaky as well. He had just gotten back from police questioning and from identifying his dead ex-wife. I mean, I guess I could, if this was like a pre-planned thing and he was still going ahead, but it just seems a bit odd.
He said that it was an important party and that a lot of big shots were gonna be there.
The issue is we never got to speak with Renju, so all my understanding of his character is secondhand. We know from the conversation at Marble that at one point, it seems like after the divorce, he became unstable mentally, and that's part of the reason why he entrusted Date with Mizuki. So would he... How shaken up would he be over his wife's death? Would he not be bothered that much and then immediately go back to work? I mean, it was like it was the very day that she was discovered, wasn't she? I mean, I don't know how mentally unstable or, we know he was working with a gang that, Yakuza. But even so, I mean...
But the girl he asked to do it originally got sick and couldn't come.
I feel like I'd put some of my... Certainly the day, someone that close to me, or was close to me, not just... I feel like if they just died naturally, I would be quite off the rest of the day. But to have them murdered, maybe this is nothing. Maybe I'm overthinking it.
But I turned him down.
And you're being a bit too casual about this, Iris.
Why?
Because I'm just an internet idol. I've never done any emceeing before.
I don't like this. Why are you smiling about this?
Especially with important people being there.
Iris, we're talking... Iris, surely you understand you're a suspect at this point. Why are you acting like this? What did you do?
What did you do after you turned him down?
I left with Mr. Okiura
That tracks.
at 6:15 p.m.
Also tracks.
That must have been when Ota saw me.
And after that?
I asked Mr. Okiura to take me home in his car. I got home at 7 p.m. I was home the rest of the night.
What do you think, Aiba?
I cannot detect any contradictions. However, her story appears almost too organized.
Like she rehearsed it.
Human memory is ambiguous. Her use of exact times leads me to be suspicious.
That's true.
Can I ask your mother about your alibi?
I'll ask again. You are sure you were at home around 8 p.m. yesterday?
Yes.
Can I ask your mother about your alibi?
You can, but there'd be no point.
Why is that?
My mom wasn't home. She came back home early this morning.
This morning?
Yeah.
Where was she?
I don't know.
You don't know. Come to think of it, Iris's mom had connections to Renju too.
High school, right?
Hitomi did mention that yesterday.
Renju was my classmate at Eitoku High.
Yeah. I should probably have that as a note, huh? I mean, I remembered it, but do I have that as a note? No, but I remembered that, but I should have it as a note. 1 second. Okay.
We've known each other for 20 years now.
Man. Hitomi's is an enigma for me because we have that Somnium vision of her. But the thing is, Somnium's a dream, okay? Dream logic. So, did she actually die in the past, or was she just wounded? What's the deal?
However, we have nothing to link her to the case.
Yeah.
But I am curious. What was Hitomi doing last night?
How much does your mother weigh? This is crucial information. What do you think, boss?
Am I a suspect?
Well, I think if they've read your right to at least coming from what I know of, cops and police, and again, that's limited in what I know. I'm pretty sure if they've read your right to silence or things of that nature, then you are absolutely a suspect. Yes.
It's not like that.
Oh, but he's gonna play it off.
It's fine, Date. It's true that I met with Mr. Okiura yesterday, but how do I put this? It's impossible that I'm the killer.
Oh yeah? Alright. Tell me why.
Why?
I'm a teenage girl.
Okay. That's pretty weak. Plus we know that he was drugged in a weakened state.
Mr. Okiura is a fully grown man.
Oh, she's got a point.
No, she doesn't, boss.
A girl like her could have stabbed, poisoned, or shot him dead, but strangling?
To be fair, we know he was drugged. But yes, strangling, my understanding is that strangling does require quite an amount of physical strength to do. Although, I don't know if that's... I think certainly if you were strangling with your bare hands, that requires a lot of strength. I wish I had a... I keep wanting, like, either from Ace Attorney or from Danganronpa, I want, like, evidence. I want a list of evidence that I could look at. I wish I could refer back to his... the marking on his neck. I believe Iva said it was with a cloth of some sort. Because there's a difference in... If you strangle someone and like break their neck, you could do that, or you could just strangle them until they go unconscious, and then keep doing it until they can't breathe, and then they die that way. So it depends on how. I'm pretty sure for both you need to be pretty strong, but okay, I can see that. I can see that.
No, it's still possible. You see.
Oh my gosh. Just what I was asking for. I believe it's probably sedation.
The autopsy discovered a high concentration of benzodiazepine in Renju's body. This drug is commonly used as a sedative. It is likely that Renju was in a state of compromised consciousness before his death.
What does the autopsy report say?
Renju's estimated TOD is yesterday, around 8 p.m. Numerous hemorrhages in the blood vessels of the throat and face indicate strangulation.
Yes.
The weapon used to commit the murder was some kind of twisted cloth. The criminal likely wrapped it around Renju's neck and pulled. Renju then suffocated. The more precise cause of death is cerebral circulation failure due
Okay.
to vessel closure in the neck.
So yeah, his neck wasn't broken. It was he just couldn't breathe.
In short, Renju was strangled from behind with some kind of cloth or
So,
rope.
I think it's this.
The autopsy determined that Renju vacated his bowels from muscle release. However, no trace of this was found on the corpse. This means that it is highly likely Renju was killed elsewhere and moved.
So I think it's either this or this. This because it's saying it wasn't with her bare hands. This was or the I just don't know. I don't know precisely what the question is asking. I'll go with my first gut instinct here, but otherwise it's this one. It has to be.
A heavy concentration of sedatives were discovered in Renju's body. Renju was practically in a coma before he died. He wouldn't have struggled.
So, Iris could have strangled him.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Even if I was somehow able to kill him, the rest of it is impossible.
Again, how? Why?
The rest of it?
Like hanging up his body?
How do you know that?
What do you mean? It's all over the news.
That's true.
Okay, it was.
Renju weighed about 160 pounds. Even if she used her entire body weight, I don't think she could have hauled him up.
Right. It would be hard for her to do it with her strength alone. But with a little ingenuity, it could be
Yeah,
done.
we talked about how it was like a pulley system.
Ingenuity?
Renju's corpse was discovered at the maid cafe Sunfish Pocket, hanging from a beam on the ceiling by a wire. He was found over the counter. The wire was attached on both ends. One end was attached to a hook that was embedded inside Renju's jaw. The other end was attached to beer kegs found on the floor. The kegs hold approximately 20 liters of liquid. They weigh approximately 55 pounds each.
Okay, so it's definitely that one. Yep.
It went like this. First, Renju was laid out on the counter. Next, the wire was thrown over the beam and connected to the hook in his jaw. Then all you need to do is put the 3 beer kegs on the counter.
You think a teenage girl could have done that?
Sure, it was hard. The kegs weighed 55 pounds each. That's not impossible, even for a teenage girl.
I guess it isn't impossible.
After that, you get on top of the counter, hook the other end of the wires to the kegs, and then... what do you think happens if you kick the kegs off the counter?
That'd be pretty violent.
The 3 kegs weighed 165 pounds altogether. Renju weighs 5 pounds less. I guess that would make it possible.
But
But there is one more thing.
What?
Considering the state of the crime scene, it's clear Renju was killed elsewhere
Yes.
and brought to where we found him. If Iris is the culprit, how did she move the body?
hey,
I know. You're going to say you couldn't have moved a 160-pound body.
Oil drum.
Unfortunately for her, she could have.
How?
It's either the oil drum or elevator. Let's get both of these.
The oil drum inside Sunfish Pocket. The type that has a lid you can open, with about a 200-liter capacity. Empty, it weighs approximately 44 pounds. Sunfish Pocket is located on the 2nd floor. According to the records, from 6:30 p.m. until the body was found, the elevator stopped on the 2nd floor only once, at 8:55 p.m. The total weight detected in the elevator was approximately 310 pounds.
I know this watch. It's Renju's favorite. I found it inside an oil drum at some... That means...
So I think it's... does this mean 2 things? Oh, probably that. Yes. Because that shows for sure he was in the oil drum.
Do you know what this is? It's Renju's favorite watch. This was discovered inside an empty oil drum at Sunfish Pocket.
Hey, Date, I know you're on a roll right now, but could you please
Yeah.
report things like that
I
according
did.
to protocol?
I did mention, like, when he pulled it out at Marvel, it was like, you just took that, man. You just.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that it wouldn't be so hard to move a body if it were in a cylinder. You would just have to roll it.
So you're saying Renju's body was moved inside the drum?
I'm pretty sure. Just, of course, you know, I played Ace Attorney, and you know, the amount of crazy things they did with evidence and stuff is just, you know. So, you know, I get it. There's just real world rules are not always applying to this.
Which is how the watch came off.
I mean, of course, with all that crazy scene at the Yakuza office, I know that. It's just I want to take it seriously because I have fun when I get in the mood and what is it? Vibe with it, I guess is how I'd say it. And you know,
But the suspect didn't notice it.
apparently not.
I'm not saying anything for sure. Just pointing out that it's possible.
I didn't do it! You don't even have any witnesses! If I were rolling an oil drum in the middle of the street, people would have noticed.
You could have put it in a car and driven it.
I don't have a license!
Doesn't mean you can't drive. Even an AI can drive nowadays.
Are you mocking me?
Don't make sudden outbursts like that.
You insulted me.
Just be quiet.
Who are you talking to?
No one you need to worry about. When do we slam on the table?
Anyway, Iris, you weigh about 105 pounds, right?
Here we go. Here we go.
Where is this coming from?
If only you weighed more. Or less.
That is none of your business.
No, I mean that your weight is relevant to the case. If the oil drum was used to transport the corpse, then the possibility of the suspect being around 105 pounds is extremely likely.
Why do you say that?
Oh, 3 things. My goodness. So, obviously, elevator record. Oil drum. Renju's weight.
Iris, on which floor is Sunfish Pocket located?
On the second floor?
That's right. So, I checked the elevator records. Before the corpse was discovered, the elevator only stopped at the second floor once.
I guess this is a future elevator that tracks weight? Do elevators do that already? I know elevators have a weight limit. But do they... I guess future elevators just do that?
At 8:55 p.m. And we discovered that the total cargo weight on the elevator was about 310 pounds.
Hang on. 8:55, so pretty late considering.
Renju weighed 160. The oil drum weighs 44. Together, that's about 205. Subtracting that from 310.
This doesn't look good.
Why are you...
Now this obviously doesn't prove you're the murderer. A lot of people weigh 105 pounds. Or someone could have put 105 extra pounds in the elevator, sent it up, and taken the stairs to throw us off the trail. However...
Date, stop. Iris is acting strange. Don't turn around.
why not?
Just stay put. Keep your eyes on the wall. There are several cameras in this room. 2 surveillance cameras installed at the corners of the ceiling, and 1 camera on a tripod. I hacked each to gain access to their recordings. Look at this.
Wait. Oh, I didn't know that was the answer. I was trying to look at other stuff. Is that a phone?
Ah, shit.
It's Ota.
Iris, what are you thinking? What is that thing? Hey, answer me, Iris.
She's definitely hiding something, Date. Sync with her.
Oh, yeah. I knew it.
Iris is experiencing REM sleep. The medication is working perfectly.
Well, I'm kinda... Oh my goodness.
How about it, Date?
We're just doing it.
Think you can do it?
Not a problem. Get it started.
The time limit is 6 minutes. So before time is up,
I know.
then let's begin.
We're just in there. This is the thing I was wondering, you know, with this sort of technology, you wouldn't even have to question suspects, just sync with them, and then they wouldn't be able to they wouldn't be able to say anything.
What is this place?
It looks depressing. How is this related to Iris?
Unknown, but there must be a connection.
Iris, what are you hiding?
Somnium scan! Activate!
Three mental locks. Four mental locks. Okay. Stop, please. Please stop. Okay. I did not intend to... I clicked the mirror because I thought I had time... Well, I'm sure you all know what I was trying to do. I was just trying to view all the stuff, and I clicked on the mirror, and that kind of sucks. Because let's be real here, you know? Even if I don't get all the references or the puns or different things like that, that's still a good, I won't say majority of the game, but a good portion of the game comes from characters talking about the surroundings. So I'm kind of sad I missed that. I might go back on my own time and check out those things. How long have I been going? It's cutting it a bit short, but I think I'll end it here. I'll end this session here. Yeah. I wasn't expecting to just instantly go into another Somnium, and I kind of don't want to. I might get at the rate I'm going. I think I might get interrupted like halfway through, so I don't want that to happen. I'll actually probably come back later today and do the Somnium, but for now, I'm gonna leave everyone on a cliffhanger. So let's go ahead and make that the plan. All right. Kind of an interesting scene. It's the whole questioning thing. It's much more like either the class trials in Danganronpa or the court sections in Ace Attorney where we actually have to put evidence out. It didn't look like there were any consequences for getting it wrong, but I like that little scene of working through evidence. Of course, the fact that there are no stakes kind of lessens it a bit. Of course, in Danganronpa, I didn't really like the mini games as much. In an Ace Attorney, well, I guess I'd say I'd like Ace Attorney a bit more, because at least it felt like there was some consequence to getting it wrong. Of course, because then you just load the game. I don't know. No system's perfect, and I did enjoy it. I did enjoy that sequence, so that's good. This Somnium's looking to be somewhat ominous, so I'll definitely be interested in getting back to it. I hope you're all having a good day or night, and I'll see you next time.